Gun violence at the top of the agenda at a meeting between Toronto Mayor John Tory, John Tory, and Prime Minister Justin Trudeau on Tuesday.
No, that's right. You're right.
As that city continues to deal with a spike in shootings, the mayor is calling on Ottawa to strengthen gun control regulations as well as laws around bail and sentencing. Tory says a handgun ban is needed. Trudeau would not commit, but took a swipe at the province for not investing more in communities.
The Lawrence Heights Community Centre is a great example of a project where the federal government is there as a partner, the municipal government, the City of Toronto, is there as a partner. There is a real need for investments in that community, and unfortunately the province has decided that they won't be making any determinations around those investments until next year.
Doug Ford was noticeably absent from the meeting. The Premier's office confirms he was not invited. The Toronto Mayor, meanwhile, says it was not intended to be not a one-on-one. It was supposed to just be one-on-one, and that he and Trudeau are willing to work with all levels of government. Let's bring in Danielle Smith from 770 CHQR now to continue this conversation. Danielle, should we expect this to be a topic in the upcoming election campaign now?
Well, yes, and unfortunately, they're talking about the wrong thing. It does no good whatsoever to be talking about a handgun ban, because one of the things we need to remember is that handguns are already a restricted firearm. We continue to have a firearms registry for handguns. It goes all the way back, I believe, to 1934. It is not target shooters and gun collectors that are causing the mayhem in Toronto. It's street gangs. I didn't hear any of them talking about the issue of gangs, but thankfully the Toronto police chief understands what's going on here. They do have a problem in Toronto. They've got this war going on between rival gangs, and they've got a tit-for-tat shooting that's taking place. And so you don't solve that problem by distracting away from the real issue and trying to deflect it onto all gun owners across all of Canada. So this is the thing that I think we need to be aware of, is that we are very close to entering into the election season, that politicians like to score cheap political points by advocating solutions that look ostensibly like they might solve it. Well, hell, like if we don't have any guns at all, then we won't have any gun crime, right? That's sort of the notion that they're putting out there. But in fact, you're always going to see criminals able to get guns. Most of the guns that these criminals have are coming illegally across the border, and that's the problem that you need to solve. You need to address issues of border security. You need to address issues of when people are found to have committed a crime with a gun, you keep them in jail. This is one of the other issues that we have, is that when a gun crime is committed, it's often the first charge that is pleaded away in the process of going to trial. It should be the last thing that's pleaded away. So I think that we're going to see, once again, these kinds of press conferences where the solution for that's being put forward by the Prime Minister is really just to disparage his opponents. He was disparaging Doug Ford yesterday, and he's not really dealing with the real issue. Fortunately, I think Mark Saunders, the chief, is going to be coming forward with some policies today or in the next couple of days that's going to address the real problem, which is gang violence. And we should pay attention to that, because we obviously have a growing gang violence problem in Calgary as well that the communities in Northeast are talking about. So whatever they do in Toronto, we got to be looking to see whether or not we need to follow suit.
Certainly a conversation all across North America these days for sure. Danielle, thanks for this.
My pleasure.